It's spring or autumn, but it's Easter time. Easter is one of my favorite times of the year to celebrate. There are just so many beautiful things about it. And today I want to look at some of these Easter traditions. Welcome to Learning Life, and thank you for joining me today as we talk about the things that we do around Easter and why. I'm having problems saying Easter traditions, so I'm just going to scrap that part. But hey, if you enjoy these videos, why not subscribe or share with your friends or even join us through the Patreon community? Well, Easter, it's a beautiful, beautiful time of the year. And you might be thinking to yourself, why did she mention autumn earlier in that opening? Well, I'm a Southern Hemispherian, and Easter was always in autumn for me. And you'd see the things of lambs and chicks and all of those sort of springy things, but you're like, you know what? It's not lambing season. It's not new life season, but that's okay. We can still look at those things and still incorporate, and we certainly did in Australia. And coming to the States, I saw just a whole bunch of other traditions. Being married to a German, there's even things that he did that were different. And so today I want to look at some of those things that we do. For me, growing up, we always went to church on Good Friday morning. And this was a special service that was really one of the fullest services of the year, a time to just really acknowledge Jesus dying on the cross. And I do remember at the end of the service that our church always had hot cross buns. I love that. I remember being in the service and just smelling the hot cross buns in the atmosphere. And then on Easter Sunday, many places would have a sunrise service, or this was also another great celebration service. And Easter Sunday was the day that we would get our Easter eggs and all of those different things. Growing up, we didn't believe in the Easter bunny, but we were always ready and waiting for that chocolate. And in Australia and in Germany, which is where my husband is from, Easter is a 4-day thing. It is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We love our public holidays. And so that's, it was. And coming here to the States, I was like, what? School is open on Good Friday? What? No, it should not be. And just realizing how differently we do things, that it's about, it's not about, but people enjoy getting a new Easter outfit to wear to church with all those pastel colors. Our church on Easter Sunday, it's a big celebration where the women wear the big hats and the fancy outfits, and the men dress up in their pastels, and the children run around in their sweet little cute new Easter outfits. And it's fun, and it is a great celebration. That is not something that I grew up with. And ham being a special food that you eat at Easter, again, not something that I grew up with. But there are some things that seem to relate across all the different cultures. The first would be the Easter bunny. Now, I know some people worry about it just being like the fertility symbol, Yes, bunnies don't lay eggs. We know that. And growing up, we didn't believe in the Easter bunny or believe that he would be bringing these eggs. And that's also okay. It's up to your family, like how you want to do it. But the Easter bunny originally came from Germany and was called the Osterhase. And what he would do is he would bring these colorful eggs and leave them in a nest. Yeah, that whole egg-laying bunny, it's a little weird, but that's okay. When Germans were moving across to the States, they brought this tradition with them, and it really became a big thing over here. And the nests sort of then became baskets, and the Easter bunny would leave eggs for the children in the baskets for Easter. And then we have the eggs. Now, different people do them in different ways. Traditionally, it was that hard-boiled egg, that cooked egg, or even perhaps blown out. I remember as a child just, that pinpoint on either side and blowing so very carefully, because if you blew too hard, the whole thing exploded, and decorating the outside, making it colorful. And there's a number of different sort of stories behind this tradition. One of them being that eggs really weren't eaten during Lent, and so people would then color them so that they were colorful and bright, and as a celebration to celebrate the end of Lent, they would eat eggs. Over the years, this has changed. I know many people still enjoy decorating eggs. I know that we do with our girls, but they sort of merged and became the wonderful chocolate egg. Yes, I love my chocolate. So chocolate egg, I also grew up knowing that part of that tradition was like the hollow egg to represent the empty tomb and where Jesus was laid, and then, he rose again, so the tomb was empty. I remember waking up on Sunday morning and knowing that my parents had left us a whole bunch of chocolate. Like, it was always good. Always good. Enjoyed the eggs. And so that's where that came from. Lots of other sort of little candies that come through and lollies, like jelly beans. I didn't know that was just sort of more of an Easter thing. I just grew up loving jelly beans. So here it's like, yay, jelly beans at Easter. And again, just that life, the colors, these are the things that come through. We also have the hunts. Now, in Australia, if you're going to do an Easter egg hunt, you know that those eggs are going to be hidden. Yes, and it was always like you had to try to find them. And there was always eggs being found months later because somebody was a really good hider. And then when I came here, and the first Easter I was here, and there were all these like plastic eggs like put out on a field, and the kids just sort of ran out and grabbed them. Actually noticed a lot of them shaking them to see whether they had like stickers or like they had lollies, candy inside. And I remember being with another Australian friend, and we're both like, oh, is that a hunt? Just different ways that we do things. And my girls love going to these things to find the eggs. They're all about fun things like that. And the hunt is fun. It actually really, the tradition came from Martin Luther. And what he would do is the men in the church, they would go and hide things for the women and the children to find, to signify the women who were the ones that came to the tomb first. Queen Victoria, she really made them popular. She and her husband Albert used to do hunts for their children. And from that, this popularity, well, if the Queen can do it, so can we. And it is fun. We actually do a little hunt with our girls with some little Easter presents. And I know some families do like Easter baskets or presents. We do presents, I said, but we hide them so that the girls get to go and find them on Easter Sunday morning because we want to acknowledge the gift of Jesus' life that he gave for us. So that's why we give gifts to our girls. We come to one of my most favorite food items of Easter and a tradition that I really love, the hot cross bun. You might know that song, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. Well, hot cross buns, they are a delicious, sweet, spiced yeasted bun. And I made some here because, we love hot cross buns in our family. And to us, it is a really wonderful Easter thing. I'm very sad, actually, that we can't find them easily here in the States. Australia was always part of the culture. It still is, so much so that actually hot cross buns come out in the store the day after Christmas. I think that's a little too soon, but they are delicious. And you just cut them and you toast them and you put some butter. They are great. And the tradition goes back to the 12th century with an Anglican monk who had come up with these buns, again, as a way to celebrate the end of Lent. And I grew up knowing that they sort of represented the stone that was in front of the tomb that Jesus was placed in, and of course the cross for the cross. They are made with raisins or sultanas and currants. Some people put in orange peel. You don't need to get more fancy than that, though I know that there's become all these different ones. My girls love them and are often asking for them. I think because they want to play 1 a penny, 2 a penny, they like to give me money for them. So I've actually taken my scone recipe, my British scones, not American scones, and tweaked it so when we want something a little fun and easy, we can bake them. But to me, like Easter, yes, it's about the cross, and I love hot cross buns as part of it. On the website, I have both the recipe for these yeasted buns as well as my quick and easy tweaked hot cross bun, so you might want to try it for yourself. Over the years, I have tried so many different hot cross bun recipes to just try and get them right, the ones that I remember from my childhood. And I thank my friend Sue, who's a home economics teacher, for this recipe because this truly is my favorite. So what are some of the traditions that you do with your family? I would love to know because oh my goodness, I do. I love learning about what different people do and why. So shoot me a message, comment here on the video, or go to the website, LearningThis.Life, and leave me a message there. And I hope that you have a wonderful Easter.